What is up, everyone? JD here. Hope you're doing well today. Going to be doing my full overview of the Miguron Takog. Let's get into it. Shout out to Lefty. This is coming via the Lefty Pass Around group. Thank you, my brother. I appreciate the opportunity to be able to check this one out. What we're going to be doing today is we're going to be going through size comparisons, profile comparison, and we'll check the weight out. After that, we'll jump into the overview of this knife. Let's go ahead and kick it off with a couple of comparison knives. I'm going to bring out the Miguron Moriarl, which is another budget variant or budget offering from Miguron at this price point. Actually, close to this price point, and we're going to bring out the Miguron Takog II. So we got a couple of Migurons for comparison, and as you can see, this is a much smaller knife. Let's just go ahead and check it out against the profile of these two knives as well, because this is actually very chunky for its size. So you can see here it is coming in just a little bit thicker. No, right around the same as the Moriarl. And we'll set the Moriarl aside and check it out against the Takog II. And you can see definitely the Takog II feels a little bit thinner overall as well. Let's check the weight out on this one really quick too. It doesn't feel awful, but it does feel like it has a little bit of weight to it. So I am curious to see where it comes in at. Yeah, 4 ounces. Definitely, I think the steel thick G10 liners really do. And it looks like it has a steel pocket clip. Oh, wrong side. Yeah, steel pocket clip on there. You know, at this price point, and I'm going to go ahead and just give that away early in the review, this knife comes in at $40. $40 gets you a nice drop point thumb stud action knife. You get 14C28N with G10 liners, a steel fold-over deep carry pocket clip. I think they should have made it reversible, though. A little bit of a miss there. You do have a lanyard hole, very minimalist lanyard hole. They could have just done the little swoop here and done the pin, but I don't know if that would have increased the cost. You get a hollow ground blade, which is very impressive. It's very thin, very slicey. It passed through the little bit of material that I tested it on just fine. You got a nice satin finish here with a stone wash on the blade itself. So that looks really good. I like the contrast and the option that you get in the colorway option or the finish option on the blade itself, in addition to everything else that's coming at this knife for 40 bucks. For me, this is a little bit small. I fall off the back. It's like 3.5 fingers. It is chunky though, so it does kind of fill out that 3.5 fingers that are able to wrap around it for me. No jimping here, but this type of knife, again, I've mentioned this in the past for knives that are this small. I'm not really going to be hard using this. This is definitely like a secondary knife, something that I can pull out that is discreet to get into a package, to cut whatever it is that I'm needing to use this tool for at the time, or potentially going into like a pouch or something like that you just want to carry a knife in. A little heavy for that option, in my opinion, but it is an option. It has a very good top flipper. I know I slipped off there, but I was a little far back. So this one here, you use like the Bic lighter. You make sure that you get the thumb on here fully, and you're able to deploy it very easily. It's got a good detent that's tuned for both the top flipper and that thumb stud. So it really fires out. You do got to give it some pressure to overcome it. Solid lockup up and down, side to side. Bearings in the pivot. You have about, I would say 30% lockup on the liner lock. Good access to the lock bar. You're able to get in there very easily. It feels like it probably needs to be taken apart and lubed a little bit. It feels just a little tiny bit of grit, like it's starting to dry out a little. I think taking it apart and lubing it would really dial this one up a lot. This knife right here for 40 bucks, you know, if you're on a budget, there are other options. I really would steer you towards the Moriarl. Again, this one's going to be like maybe $10 more. You're going to get 14C28 in again. You're going to get a nice finish on the blade. You're going to get the same chunkiness on it, but they do upgrade you to a titanium pocket clip, and it doesn't carry deep, but the ergos on here are a lot better. I like the Ford finger choil, and this is going to be, as a primary carry, a better option because it's going to give you a little bit of variety as far as your choke up points where you're holding the knife. To me, it feels like the geometry is thinner throughout, even though this is a hollow ground and it's really thin right here. It thickens up real quick there for that blade stock, whereas here it's thinner throughout, so it moves the material a little bit nicer because it's not like an immediate an abrupt out to the thickness, and then the blade stock itself appears to be a little bit thinner as well. If it's not a primary carry, this is a nice secondary carry. You could look at the Tempest Knives Micro Burst. You could look at the Devo Knives Pony Stout. I think those are going to be other options that you can look at this size point that I like a little bit better. But for the money, this is really hard to beat. You're getting really good blade steel. You're getting a very small knife, especially if you're in an area where there's restrictions. You're going to get a really, I think this one, I don't have it written down, so my editor's going to have to check behind me, but I'm pretty sure this is coming in at under 3 inches overall. So really good option for $40 at this price point. It's going to be a lot better than some of the other options that are out there available to you. No disassembly. This is not my knife. I don't want to take it apart. It is part of the pass around, so I don't like to do that with these. I do apologize. I know some folks like to look for that information to see how easy it would be to maintain it once you have this knife. I would refer you to my Morial review. Actually, that disassembly, it might be separate, but what I'll do is I'll do my best to link this when I upload so that you can see what it's like to take a Miguron apart. Very straightforward, very easy to do. But what do you think about the Takog? Is this your type of knife? Is this something that would be legal in your area? And for the money, do you think it's good value? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear that from you guys. Shout out to everyone out there that leaves the likes, comments, and is subscribed. I love you guys. Thanks for the support. I hope all of you have a fantastic week. Until next time, peace.